So we're out here in single player today here on Timbergold Trails, and if you didn't know, pretty much every video we record here on the Hunter Classic is done in multiplayer. You can track your kills and stuff a little bit easier, and frankly we've had better luck in multiplayer, but we're in single player for some competitions. There's a few that are single player only, and I really enjoyed last week's video going out there hunting for that comp, despite the fact that we nearly left a 400-inch Rocky Mountain elk bull out here to rot. So we're going to continue our quest for a 400 non-tip, and in the meantime, maybe we can win another competition trophy. And I can't believe we're going to start a hunt this way. We have like a 330-ish bull walking around back there, but one of the competitions we're in is for the heaviest mule deer doe. This particular one, 70 to 85 kilos, a pretty darn good estimate. 79.99 I think is the absolute max. Got a whole bunch more coming in back here. Like that one's up to 80. I really want to see like up to 90. You can get a crazy high estimate. Don't think any of these. That's another 70 to 85. Like there's a few there that could give us a chance. And we might be able to get at least both the heavy ones. Now one other factor with this competition, no scopes are allowed. So I can use like the normal 3-pin sight on the Parker Python, or the Flinter bow in this case, but I can't have the 5-pin sight on there. So that's kind of like between 20 and 30, but I do want to get it down sooner rather than later. Well, that didn't drop it. Not ideal. Do we get away with this? We may have. That's the other one that we want. Ah. Well, I don't know. Maybe we just bring the bull elk in then? Now, there is still that one back there that goes up to 80. Depending on how things play out here, we may still be able to get that one. I don't know what it is, but without that range fighting sight, I don't know. Just for some reason, I'm not nearly as accurate with this, so let's go back to it. Gonna drop that guy. That's what I thought might happen. The doe stuck around. So we can actually kind of get everything here, so long as we shoot decent, then trust me, I won't be taking a 25-meter shot or whatever it was on that first doe. So she's in here good and close, walking over the elk. That's 20. Awfully weird place to stand on the elk's antler, but maybe? That worked just fine. So, 5-pin sight back off, because that one at least has some potential based on estimate. So now the real question, can we make a drop shot with the 3-pin sight? Because we already have one intestine shot deer to track. We really don't need another one. You would think this would be just fine, but, you know. Let's just take it easy and get that. So I don't think that intestine shot one's going to be too bad to track. And for what it's worth, like this doe competition, if we spot one with a high estimate like we did there, I mean, that's 73 kilo. That's not bad. That puts us in 15th now, but I think 76 is number one. But anyway, we're not going to go out there and call every doe into bleats or anything like that. Just if we see a good one, we'll go ahead and bring it in like we did there. So our elk, I think that also will count for a comp. We need weight for them as well. They just have to be unspooked. So he puts us actually in 4th amazingly with only 330. And let's go see what this doe weighed. So first things first, let's see what this one weighed. I thought it looked larger than the other does, so maybe there's a chance here. 73.6 kilos, so it is better. Might bump us to like top 10. Wow, we're still in 15th. All right, well, everybody that has top 15 spots apparently has pretty good sized does. But in reality, like with this competition, yeah, maybe we can win it. That would be great. But my other thought was, you know, we're sitting there calling in a doe. Maybe that giant non-typical buck's on the other side that never grunts, and he could come in as we're waiting. So it's just another thing that maybe even by accident could lead to, you know, what we're ultimately after. That is actually a decent buck standing out there, I guess. Speaking of bucks when we're chasing does, I think, yeah, that buck's sneaking on in here. Doesn't see us yet. But he's not actually too bad. Probably gonna go 190s. And we do, I mean, he's not big enough to win any competition, but we're also in a biggest mule deer competition, which that one, a little simpler. Just the highest score, no weapon requirements, no scope requirements, anything like that. A doe called down there, it might have been that heavy one, so we'll just give that a second. That would not be the one, so not gonna worry about it. We'll just grab our buck. Actually, not bad at all, considering we just found it because we made a bad shot on that doe. Double lung and liver, 188 score. Pretty solid, hopefully only up from there, and that puts us in the same place as the mule deer doe comp. Got a group of bucks coming in here, and there's another pretty nice one. That's him grunting right there. That's at least the 3rd buck. I think there's a smaller one around too, so I've seen 4. And probably, just given the way this is going, that one is going to end up being too close. So we may just take that guy with the gun. Yeah, there's that smaller one. There probably is a 5th one somewhere up in there. But as long as we don't see any trees moving, aka 400 inches of antler on top of one's head, I'd say pretty decent odds there's not a giant somewhere in the back here. So let's try to get this guy with the 30R. Oh, I wanted to somehow sneak that neck shot into the one closer. Pretty darn close, but that one got away, and second pretty nice buck down already. I thought the last one to go 190. I really think this guy goes 190, 185 minimum. Right lung and stomach at 47 meters, 193 for him, so moving on up, that's got us 11th now in that competition. So this is one of those estimates that I'm kind of talking about for the doe. 70 to 95 kilo is absurd. Now, that doesn't exactly guarantee anything, but at least, you know, a lot of room in there to be in the upper 70 range. Now, it's a fairly fresh track. I hope we didn't spook it. I kind of think it could be around. That's maybe older roaming, so I don't know what it's doing. I was worried about that. 65 to 75 on the spotting estimate. And there's a wolf over there, so we'll kind of go for this. If we drop her, great. If not, might not worry about tracking that one. See if we can get this in there. Ah, perfect. And I don't know where the wolf got to, but I mean, could it be 74.9? Sure, and that's kind of why I said I wasn't going to do stuff like that, but that high weight estimate got me thinking. That's kind of why the plan is not to worry about does for that competition, unless we have them in our sight first. So, guess we'll just do a quick little jog over here, take a look at what we did get. It is 74.7, I mean, that's our biggest one. Oh, we used it. I mean, I guess we knew we weren't going to win, but we used the range finding sight, so that doesn't bump our entry up. So we fast traveled in here, we got another pretty decent buck standing there. Doe's trotting all around, there's a buck walking up to the left. I think probably we just go for this. Although in that amount of time, oh, there's the buck, okay. Yeah, probably we just sneak this in. Looks like he kind of knows something's up. That rock is an excellent way to not get shot. Well, luckily he's not stopping and staring at us. I couldn't even see what we were shooting at there, to be honest. That's gonna take some tracking. Got another buck sneaking in here, and he's hardly impressive. We're way over here against the border, like not really what we're trying to hunt, so I'm gonna crack out the 10 mil here. Can't really see, and that kind of burned us last time, so let's just relax on that. Spooked something else that was coming in, but I kind of think it's all the same deer that were wandering around when we shot that better buck, which is, it's got to be dead somewhere nearby. But we'll grab this guy first, go get back on the tracks, and I really think we're standing within like 100 meters of him. Just a matter of getting to the end of that trail. So single lung, drop that guy, he's going to be a 126. And as I said, I don't think we got to go too much further here. I should have marked exactly where we were standing at the time, but he is laying here pretty close to where we were. I couldn't even tell, like, is that short main beam? Like 2 short beams, so he's probably not 200 plus. Body shot at 25 meters, he's a 193, so about the same size as the last one. And I think that is about his only flaw. Both main beams short. Otherwise, it could have been, I don't know, 205 or so. Anyway, I don't think we can fast travel because we fast traveled in, but I'm gonna kind of make a beeline down there for the Y in the river. Man, there's another solid mule deer buck out there. Didn't even know he was there. He may be just over 200. Nice long tines this time, 190 to 220. Yeah, what the heck? We'll hit the call and try to bring him in. You can see there's a few bull elk coming in. I actually didn't know there was a second one, so we probably got to get the arrow in this first one sooner rather than later. The reason I'm just kind of hesitating a little is to get him closer. You saw how the quick shot earlier went on that doe. Got him down, good deal. So that one's only up to 325. Does this guy have some weight to him? Not much in terms of antler. Now he's up to 340. That could have some potential. And I said it before earlier, but this is something I think we might lean into a bit as far as our 400 non-tip quest. Doing some of these competitions, entering in comps. Yeah, it hasn't produced some giant yet, but we've had a couple of nice bucks today that we've only encountered because of things we're doing for the other competitions we're in. So he stopped at a horrible spot, but he's coming in, I think. There he is. Does need to be unspooked. There we go, good deal. And I think we got plenty of time here. At least to go grab the one that actually has some decent weight. That other buck was pretty far off. I can't see him, so we're gonna just crawl along here, but I don't know, 338, 339 kilo could put us top 3 for sure. I think that first one was like 334. That guy's 335, 312 score. That puts us in 3rd. I've, weirdly enough, won one of these competitions with a really poor entry. I guess, like, Rocky Mountain Elk weight comps aren't heavily participated in, so who knows? Also, oh boy, I see a couple of cow elk coming in. Let's, first of all, get some arrows. If there's ever a nice time to be in single player, it's when there's an animal bearing down on you, and you gotta get into your inventory. There's 3 cow elk back there. Let's drop that one. I kind of think this may turn into a 30R situation if we can see that buck again. Yeah, there he is. Let's do that. Because it just feels like this is a great one to have him run off, and he's definitely the best one we've seen. Lost him in the brush there. There he is. Of course, we're going to sidestep some trees. When you crouch forward and hold your breath, you get a pretty nice stabilization boost. No, that was not a great shot, but it will bring him down. And it won't be tracking like the ones earlier. So that guy's 321 kilo. Don't need to worry about that. We got our doe here, and suddenly we're racking up quite a kill total. Had a, you know, shooting does and stuff, I guess not a surprise, but a number of times now, a bunch of animals have been there at the same time. So apparently, there was another pretty heavy buck around here. I never saw that one. I guess maybe that would have been a good reason to let that other buck come in. I cannot find his tracks, and I know we're way off where we shot now, but I went back and watched it. We definitely hit him, so he's around here somewhere. This has turned into some kind of mess. We had this buck grunt. Not exactly anything special, but there's another one off to the left. Maybe we should just shoot that one instead. I don't even know how big that was. I cannot find the track of the one that we hit up here. I know we hit him, like we absolutely did. I don't know if the tracks have disappeared. I don't know if they're hidden in that grass and just, I can't seem to get on them. But I think at this point, we'll just try to find the tracks of the one that we just shot. That's a little more like it. Got a cow elk over there. We hit him. You can tell me how that was intestines, but at the very least, I'm quite sure we'll recover this one, and maybe we find the other one that we hit with a gun as we track him. So he was no giant. That's him standing there. I think that is the buck that we had the heavy track of that we found when we were initially trying to find that other one. I still have no clue how that's intestines, but it won't be too long. He's going to bed down, and at least we'll know when that happens. We can just run on over there and continue on with our hunt finally. So that was a 4-minute wound time, a 181 score. As far as that one that we hit with a gun, I have no clue. Like, I just do not know what happened to him. He was a decent buck. Wouldn't have been any competition winning buck anyway, so we'll just keep this thing moving. And we're heading up the northern part of the river now. There was a competition that we entered. Basically, it's your heaviest puma in a hunt that lasts less than 3 hours. We're going to be pushing it till we even encounter a puma if we see one, but that's the thing too. If we kill a big one, we probably got to wrap the hunt up really quick. This really is just one of those hunts. We got this buck coming in, but I hit a track back there. That heavy track that we found, maybe that's him. I hope that's him. Might just be. That heavy track we found when we hit the buck with a gun, they couldn't find him, and they ended up shooting the other one. It's still around. I thought that second one we shot, that we somehow intestine shot, was him. It was not, so I think he may well be coming in. That, you know, direction would kind of make sense. I just want to know what he is. If somehow he gets away, that's fine. I just need to know what he looks like. Because when you get that heavy track, especially this late in the hunt, we haven't killed anything really big yet, you never know. Well, that would be the buck. 175 to 200, and we're seeing a whole lot of these today. No really big ones, but a whole bunch of that like 180, 190 range. For the sake of getting things moving, let's go ahead and take him down. We're going to fast travel a little further north. I talked about that puma comp. We're really running out of time for that, and, you know, it's in that same category. We fast travel up there to try to get a puma. Maybe it leads us to something else. We're not really here for that, but, you know, there could be a monster out there, and we can't win the comp if we don't get there till the 3-hour mark. But anyway, this guy, probably high 180s, something like that. Again, nice long beams, but a short tine. He is going to be 190, that's the third 193 today. The only one that wasn't that, we can't find. Anyway, take a hop up here. That doesn't sound like a puma, but we're going to head down towards the river and see if there's any around. Now again, we've got a pretty unimpressive bull elk. Like, he won't even go 300 inches, but he is max weight estimate. And since we're trying to cover some ground, maybe find a puma before the time is up as far as that's concerned. We'll go 30R again. That one we can recover because it didn't go anywhere. And who knows, I mean, could be right up there towards the max weight. It is not 331 kilo. At least he was unspooked. It would have qualified if he would have been, but we're going to try to head up the river and, I don't know, see if we can get a track, call something. I honestly thought this elk had fallen asleep or something. He is slowly coming in. Good estimate, sniff in the air. Just got to take him down. I was planning on fast traveling anyway. I don't know if we have a fast travel available, but we pretty much made it up here to like the northern end of the river. No pumas in sight. Frankly, I forgot the e-collar, so I'm not sure that's a bad thing. Let's give one more shot at this. 328, that's unfortunately low. Not even close. And what I wanted to do is cross down to here, hit this area, and we haven't hit these 4 lakes at all. That's largely because of that puma thing. Typically, I do that last. But we're going to give that a shot, and, I mean, we'll see, but pretty sure, yeah, I got a few minutes to wait. Well, that's a good sign. Got a grunt down here at the stand we fast travel to. And one of the rare times, I mean, there's a doe there. But usually it's a crawl over to the stand and hoping we don't spook stuff. Still gonna crawl just in case, but pretty safe route for once. So looking like a group of bucks, but frankly not a darn thing worth talking about. The doe coming in, since we're in that competition. That is, I mean, 65 to 80. I guess there's some outside chance. I did look at the standings for that. All the top entries are 79 plus, so we would really need this to be, you know, basically max weight. But we'll at least give that a shot. Hopefully she'll come out from behind that tree. What did she do? Turn and watch right. Alright, well that's just kind of, just wait then. At the very least, hopefully that means easier shot with the 3-pin sight. That's a little more like it. And, I don't know, I guess we'll let these bucks get here. No point spooking them all. And we'll just go ahead and maybe try to take the first one that comes in. They are ultimately going to spook, but, I mean, might as well take one as opposed to just spooking them all off beforehand. Somehow they didn't spook, so maybe we can get 2. That little guy's back there grunting. This time they really will spook, so, I don't know, as long as we can make a drop shot. None of them are at a great angle, and that is 30 meters. I mean, that guy's actually more broadside. Good deal. Well, was sneaking in there. Looks like it does, so I think we're all good. Let's grab the one at the base of the stand. Maybe by some miracle that was like 79 plus. It is 76.2. I mean, it's a pretty nice one, but even that only puts us at 8th. And we got these guys, which combined might be, I don't know, sub 300? A 140 there. Oh. Claimed to have been in reverse order, so yeah, definitely sub 300. This guy is going to be 119. And as I mentioned, I want to go ahead and hunt along those lakes. So we'll do something kind of like this, loop along them, see what's hanging out. A lot of times, it seems like late in hunts, deer and elk for that matter, congregate around them. So we've seen a lot of deer this hunt, not a ton of elk. We'll see what's hanging around there. What are we? 3-ish hours in. It's going to be 3 plus before we get to them. I mean, yet another, like, quality buck, but not a monster? That's a whole group of deer. I guess one that we hadn't encountered until now. And there's also, down here, almost exactly where we shot that buck earlier that we couldn't find. There's a solid buck walking along there. He is going to be 180 to 210. So probably we're going to try to get him. Part of why I veered back down here was to look for that one that we shot. And who knows, based on last time, maybe he's slid away. But between the two, I would definitely say that one's better. So I suppose we'll line up and try to get a shot at him. It's a shame too, because I think that guy's frame's better, but short tines and all that. Anyway, before he goes away, and he kind of is doing so, I'm amazed that dropped him, but fortunately, it did drop him, so that one shouldn't be getting away. And really, I think that's the last thing we're going to do. We're going to go grab him, and then I still think maybe the biggest buck we killed today was that one that we hit up here. And I kind of know he ran off in this direction. I'll probably make some circles around, see if we can find him, but we'll go and grab this one first. And I will say, the fact that we can't see him laying anywhere up on that hillside's probably not a good sign, but, you know, maybe we can get lucky and stumble into him. Heck, we found that elk, and he literally physically moved from where he was. Speaking of, there's our buck. Go ahead and grab that. Maybe a chance at a 200. I'm not sure. I didn't take a super close look. It was spine, by the way, that dropped him. How? How many 193s can we get? Oh my goodness. I think that's him laying right there. If we shot anything else and didn't recover it, I surely don't remember. And that pretty well adds up. I literally just went back and watched it again to see what direction he ran. We pretty much panned off him immediately. I do believe that's him, and I could see this buck going 200 plus for sure. Looking at him again in that clip, that's him. Wouldn't be shocked if he's 205, 208 range. His body shot 142 meters. The 200s aren't real, man. At least it wasn't 193. That puts us at 10th, but what is actually lacking with him? Guess he got a short beam on his left side? It's about the only thing I see. And certainly not the prettiest trophy shot we've ever taken, but 2 hunts in a row where kind of the best animal we ended up shooting got away in some fashion. Last time it was literally floating away dead. This time, I still don't know where the tracks were. I kind of thought I checked this direction, maybe not. But we were able to recover that one. So that was meant to be the end of the video, but it would appear tree stand editing has struck again. There's a decent non-tip up there. That's pretty far out there. But all these deer down here at the lake, I can't see us like maneuvering past him, and he is out of calling distance. So we're gonna try to send this shot his direction. Really wish we were more stable. I'm gonna swap sides here maybe. Last thing we need is to miss. I have to go and track him down. Where was he at? There's a wolf over there too. That's not gonna help matters. Is he coming back? I think that's him. Might actually be able to get the shot from here after all. That is definitely him. I think we got a hit, which should be enough. That's a solid buck. Not a monster, but decent one coming in from down there too. Hope that brings him down. We did mark that, right? That happened before too. I tried to mark him, and it is going like past him. Is that about right? Should have been right up in there. Let's see if we got him. I mean, this is shades of that buck that we hit earlier in this video. Okay, there's blood. We got intestines. He won't have gone too far then, and especially with the 30R, I imagine he's not. Yeah, 57 to 73% already. Probably just up here and hopefully died in the sun. I think he should go 200 plus, like he's solid. Not a monster, but we haven't had a whole lot of even decent non-tips lately. Oh, we may have just lucked out, I'm not sure. He's dead right there kind of on the edge of the woods. See that antler sticking up, all twisted, got some extra tines and stuff. I think we can maybe at least get him into the sun. And all things considered, we're just throwing a shot at him from that range. I think I'll take that. Yeah, not bad looking. I want to say he's maybe uneven too, so I don't know what he'll actually score. One way to find out. Got him in the intestine at 253. He is going to score 202. I mean, not bad. I'll probably skull mount that. Just because it's kind of decent looking. Let's do that. And we'll see what we can set up as far as a trophy shot. But that not only is, you know, a cool buck and a non-tip. For the entire video, that is the highest scoring buck we've had. So is it perfect? No, definitely not. But we're like literally at the limits of where this camera can be. So we mostly have him in the sun. I'm trying to get that zoomed in, like not like that. So the tines are right at the top of the frame there. Tiny bit more. I think we'll take that. All things considered. Nice close-up look at a 202-inch non-tip. And hey, that's all it takes. Like, right place, right time, sitting there. I hadn't killed hardly anything from that particular stand. And then that non-tip walked out, not come to the call. Just went through an opening that we happened to see. So, you never know, you know, which hunt, what method or whatever could work out. And that's why adding like competitions and of course tree stand editing into the mix is something we're trying to do to maybe up the odds. But anyway, that is now gonna do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.